So just, obviously very, very proud of our football team. Everybody involved, support staff, and most of all the players. It's been a great group. And kind of, representative that last, whatever it was, 40 seconds, 45 seconds. These guys just don't give up. They got a lot of resiliency. They just keep fighting. And, I can't say enough about them. So it's been a lot of fun to be with these guys on a daily basis. I got an email last week that, it was a positive email, like, someone who likes us. But, he described last week's win as an ugly win. And, I got a chuckle out of that because, Big Ten football, November football, it's kind of the way it works. And, the bottom line is it's, football is not a beauty contest. It's not like gymnastics where you get style points. It's about find a way to be successful, find a way to win the football game. And our guys have really done a good job of that. So just, extremely proud of them, happy for them. To get 10 wins is special in a season. It's hard to do. And, walk out here with our 7th win in the conference to come back with a trophy. Those things are all really good, and just extremely happy for everybody involved. And, that's the best part about what we do. So just a really good locker room. Just happy for the guys. Like a lot of our games, just a lot of good stories today. And you think about Herkett and Meter coming up big there in the last, whatever it is, 30 seconds. It's just kind of the way it's gone this year. Somebody steps up and does a great thing, and just really proud of the guys. So happy for them. We're all going to enjoy this one tonight. We'll enjoy it tomorrow, and then we'll get back into work on Sunday. Plenty of things to clean up. Obviously, a lot of work to do between now and next Saturday, but it's going to be nice to enjoy this thing a little bit. And one nice thing about playing Friday, you get a little buffer there where you can actually, maybe enjoy things a little bit. So plan on doing that, and then we'll get back to work here Sunday. So I'll throw it out for questions.
Marshall Meter, sent him out, 4 seconds left. What went into the decision? What's your reaction to him stepping up? All of that.
Not overly surprised. You never take anything for granted, first of all. How am I going to play that card? But not overly surprised. And Drew just had a tough day today. He had a tough day. He's been a really good performer for us, and just so consistent. But the fact that, 2 kickoffs go out of bounds, that's not characteristic. So it just felt like maybe it's best to let him sit a little bit. And then the other component there was Marshall. Since he's shown up, he's a delightful young guy. He's just a really good young guy. He's had a great attitude since he joined us, and then he's really performed really consistently. Both those guys have basically since we got going in August. So I felt like we had a pretty good backup plan there. He doesn't quite have the range that Drew has, but what you see him do every day in practice, makes you feel confident, and that's how players earn confidence, and not only from coaches but from their teammates. And so I think everybody felt good, and it wasn't exactly the cleanest field goal I've ever seen. It looked like the snap might have been a little low. Torrey does a great job, getting it down, and but it made it through the uprights, and that's all that counts. And when he came in the locker room, you just see how the players feel about him. It was a pretty good ovation, kind of like the way they responded to Deacon. You can just tell they like him. But I think the reason they like him is they watch a guy perform in practice. He's a serious guy that cares. So it's kind of how football works. If a guy's got the right attributes and demonstrates that, then people tend to have confidence in him.
You talk about finding a way to win, et cetera. In your mind, how did it happen in the second half? It seemed like they had all the momentum. Offense couldn't do much. Your special teams were kind of not characteristically great.
Yep.
How did you see you guys hang in there, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have a lot going at all in the second half that way. A lot of struggles, a couple 3-and-outs, or 3 of them, I guess, 4 in a row. Yeah, 4 in a row. Had the ball on the 1-yard line the one time. So, it was kind of the opposite of the first half that way. And sometimes football swings that way. But, as long as you're still playing, you figure you got a chance. And then, we throw the pick. I think it was our first turnover. So that was a little concerning. But then, we come back and get the pick and, take it from there. And maybe as pretty a play as there was in my mind during the day was LeSean hitting that last run. I don't know, it was like 12, 14 yards, but it looked like 70 to me. It was just, what was it?
22.
22. So, I mean, that was a pivotal play just because of the range and a little bit windy and all those kinds of things. So, and we knew the run game would be like that today. These guys have done a great job. So we knew there's going to be a lot of ugly runs, and that is a proper term for that. But then if you stay with it, hopefully you pop a couple too. And LeSean's another guy that's kind of representative of our team. He had one of the worst plays of the season against Michigan State. And since that time, he's just played great. So really proud of the way he's bounced back, and just had a lot of confidence in him.
You look at Ethan Herkett and kind of the zone blitz that was called on that play. I mean, what was kind of your vantage point from that? And, what did you think of the play call before it actually happened?
Well, I mean, I don't second guess calls. First of all, offense, defense, or special teams. And our guys do a great job there, but that's a tough thing. It can be a tough deal if a guy, has hidden a little bit of D lineman that pops out. So yeah, just, it was great timing, great opportunistic play. And then he looked pretty good running the football too. And I was just telling somebody there, I go back to when Reese and I went to Xavier High School when he's an underclassman. Reese was telling me, thought he might be as good a player as it was in the state as an underclassman. I asked him the question, I said, so why aren't we offering this guy? And then Reese is really tentative on all that. He has to talk to the 8th grade nurse and all that stuff before he can do anything. But it's we didn't know if he had the speed to be a linebacker, and Reese was concerned about that. But, a lot of those guys make a pretty good D lineman, and Ethan's just a high motor guy and a really smart player, so it was a great moment for everybody.
When Marshall was in the portal, just how did you get connected with him?
Yeah, the kicking world's like a whole different world. And it's like quarterbacks. I mean, now we're in the portal era, but kickers and quarterbacks, because again, only one plays typically, they seem to be a little bit more apt to transfer or whatever. And I'm still not quite sure why he did, but he came in on a visit and really impressive young guy. He did a nice job at Central, so he wanted to leave, and I'll tell you, we're thrilled to get him and really glad he's here. So. Yeah, I don't know the full backstory on that, but the kicking world's a little bit different. Kickers, and then you got the punters. Now you're going, intercontinental, so it's a whole different chapter too.
Kirk, over the years, your teams have been excelled in these being comfortable in the uncomfortable. This was kind of typifying this. How do you coach that?
It starts with getting the right guys. You got to get guys that have a competitive nature and that are tough-minded. Because that ultimately the game comes down to that. And then I think, just again, if you look historically at our program, I'm going way back. We had a good stretch in the 20s, all right? Good stretch in the 20s, and then Howard Jones went to the USC, had that good run in the 50s, and then, since my time, 81, and I missed the first 2 years, but it's been a lot of close games. I mean, the big games have been close games, and it's just kind of, we maybe aren't as endowed as a couple programs, so that's kind of the world we're going to live in, and you got to figure out a way to be successful. And not that we're conceding anything in terms of but reality is reality too. And I think a big part of life is just knowing who you are, what you are, and then find a way to be successful with that. And there's a lot of different ways to be successful. So you got to play to your strengths, and but I think a lot of it just gets back to the kind of guys we work with on a daily basis, and obviously the coaches have to believe in what we're doing too. It's a big part of it.
Kirk, 4 games ago, actually the middle of the week, plus 4 games ago, you said you've got an opportunity to do some really good things right now, that 10 wins, you have an opportunity for that, and potentially beyond that. Did you know anything, or did something just make you feel good about that?
Yeah, it kind of goes back to the way I just finished that last one with Tom. You got to believe that stuff. I mean, you got to believe. You can't make it up. You can't bull crap your players. I mean, that's so it just. But also understand the margins are really, really thin, and that's important. Going back to the other question, like the players have to understand, like this is tough and competitive, and we're not exactly starting in lane 1. So we're gonna have to find a way to be a little bit, maybe get around some of those things. Yeah, so I believed it was possible, but I didn't know. I mean, I couldn't say with any degree of certainty that it was going to happen. You just never know what is going to happen. I guess that's a cool thing about sports, and so I do get amused about all the off-season talk about prognostications, and the New York Jets are going to be in the Super Bowl this year. Yeah, they were until Aaron Rodgers blew his Achilles. So there's so many things you don't know, and I think we're running out of things that we can't know right now. I mean, I don't know what else could happen to us other than the plane not landing safely. I shouldn't joke about that, but we've had a few bumps in the road, but. That's a cool thing. Stilianos, he had a long reception today, right? I mean, so that's just different guys stepping up and getting it done for us.
Couple injuries. Dunker and Caleb Brown did not return, I believe.
Yep. Yep.
What do you know about them for next week?
Logan sat out,
Yeah, right.
and then Deontay, I don't think played at all. If he, so we'll know more Monday, Tuesday. Hopefully they'll get back on the field and go, and we'll see
Think
how
they're
it goes.
minor is what I'm saying. Do you think they're like minor things where they could be back?
No more Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, a little time here.
Okay.
How much,
When you look at
I'm sorry.
your,
We'll get one each year.
how much does it mean to hit this 10-win milestone, 10 regular season wins for a 5th time in your 25 years? How much does that mean to you?
Well, 12 would have been better. We've only done that once, and that's hard, I can tell you that. But yeah, it means a lot because it's the best we could do after losing to. Yeah, I won't go down that road. We got screwed. Okay, I'm just going to tell you, we got screwed in that one by a special replay system. I'm still not happy about that, quite frankly. So that's a different discussion for a different day. But nonetheless, it was a good season, and just really, it's special, really special. And I don't ever play that card, but I'm playing it right now. That's still the most ridiculous thing I've seen in the last, quarter century. Okay, take that replay stuff and blow it up, start over again. I mean, we were trying to make this stuff rocket science, and it isn't. It's football.
Nice question, so.
okay,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can top that one, but.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, here's the other point. So we talked about the officials pregame, right? Since that game, still nobody has told us you can't do this. That's a fair catch, over the head, 2 waves. It's just, it's like, oh yeah, that happens all the time. That's a bunch of shit, I gotta tell you. Unbelievable, okay.
Well, my questions.
And how do you defend that? That's my question. That's what really kind of ticks me off. How do you defend something like that? Anyway, I get it.
First half, you guys.
That's history too, ain't coming back, so I get that too, I'm old enough to know that. And I'm old enough to remember when replay got started, the whole context was, if some official got screened, there's an obvious mistake, correct it, let's move on. And now we're making it like a 5-minute dissertation every time they go to, I'm scared to death every time they go over there. And it's not the guys on the field's fault, it's not their fault. I wanna be clear on that too. So, anyway.
I did want to ask about.
Yeah,
the first
football,
half.
yeah, sorry. Go back to it again.
I can't remember now. The first half, you guys were the dominant
Yeah.
team, but missing field goals,
Yeah.
the drop touchdown pass, overthrows, and then one inexplicable big play that went up over the
Yeah.
heads. How did that affect you guys mentally? Because it seemed like the momentum had completely flipped and you were kind of holding on.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can ever trace that to one thing, because, sometimes games do that, and it's weird, but to your point, by my math, it would have been, we missed an opportunity to make a touchdown catch, and then we missed the field goal. So I'll call that 7 points plus another 3, so we left 10 out there. And then, that's uncharacteristic, the big play. It was a coverage probably where we shouldn't give up a big play, so that's disappointing. But then you look at 12 games, how many of those we've given up. So, you gotta relax a little bit, but the bigger issue is like for us to win, and I don't know who we're playing a week from now, but I know this, we can't, miss those opportunities. So if we have that chance, and they're gonna be tough to get, we gotta cash in if we're gonna win. And then, we just gotta play to our strengths, whatever our strengths are right now, we gotta play to those, and, trying to be, keeping the things that are doable, and not making those, that's still, premise to winning. You gotta make the plays that are doable. Some of them aren't, and that's the way it goes, and sometimes it just takes a great effort by somebody and whatever, but the ones that are makeable, those are the ones we gotta make if we're gonna be successful.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
Coach.